What is going on, everyone? RD Traders here. Happy Friday. It is 2:46 a.m. in the morning right now. I took a pretty decent loss today. I've learnt a lot from this morning. I'm very grateful for that. So honestly, let's just hop into it. Let me take you into my overall bias into the morning. So we came down, swept this low. We had an SMT, but we ended up just displacing through it just recently. But yeah, we had that SMT. NAS was also, NAS was also holding a fair value gap. Let me find this. We're holding this bullish fair value gap right here. We had the SMT. I was wanting price to come up off this fair value gap with that SMT in place. I wanted to see us come up and take out this high. Was going to be my first TP, and just sort of go up towards buy side liquidity, and even up to these fair value gaps up here. So let me just remark these out. I traded on ES, not NAS, by the way. But yeah, that's just sort of what I wanted to see happen. Yep, so I've literally pretty much got all that marked out already. This was we had that SMT. Yeah, we had a slight reaction off it here. So I was looking down on like the low time frames, and this is where I went wrong. I was like right here. I was like probably looking at it, like got it to about here, and I was looking. I was like, yeah, let's get into it. Like, let's get into a trade longs. This is starting to react. I don't want to miss this entry, and this is like the biggest thing this week. I've missed like 3 or 4 like really good trades, just due to like not watching, like not focusing too much on price action, and like I missed the overall like move, and I just sort of like missed it on all the time. I was like, oh, I missed it because I was on the wrong time frame. Was looking at the wrong time frame, so I felt like I told myself this is where I went wrong. I was just so focused on getting into a trade. It was just I've been slow down and just take in price action. So honestly, like I just learnt about. I always knew what it was, but I didn't realize I always get hung up on high time frame price action. So just because it's like that, I'm like, oh yeah, it's just gonna push through up to this high here. But I didn't realize that this fair value gap was just about to get respected and shit on my TP. Yeah. Anyways, I was so rushed into getting into this trade because I was scared. This is a big thing I learned, is the fear of missing out. You don't want to be afraid of missing a trade. You just take what's clear and take what's smart. Like that's all that it is. And yeah, that's about it. Like we came up, tapped this. Honestly, looking at it, this fucking price action is horrible. Like, look at that. That is pretty damn garbage. I'll show you the trade I took. Pretty shit trade, honestly. One on the 30th. Sorry, this is way too wide. Oh yeah. All right. So, sorry. So what we did was we had these fair value gaps get run through. So these inverse fair value gaps. We had this CISD, and that's pretty much what I entered off because I was just so eager to get into the trade. So I entered here, had my first TP of this high, second TP to this fair value gap, and then I'd let it run up to them to buy side liquidity up here, them highs. Honestly, I don't think the bias is bad. Like, I think overnight we'll probably run up through there, but I reckon the smartest option I could have had tonight was, if I were to catch something, because I was just so focused on I didn't think about low time frame like price action like this first presented, I was just like, no, don't worry about that. It's 5 minute fair value. What's the point in that? So that was my mistake. I reckon the smartest thing was to do is to look for price action. I mean, look for an entry just into this, like that would be the model. That could have been the option. I just didn't even think of that. Because by the time I actually got to this, I was like, price was already like here tapping into it, and I like entered pretty much off the tap into it. I wouldn't have entered knowing what I know now. So, and also overall looking at it, you got to sort of look on what type of trend we're in and everything. Like, look, we're pretty bearish at the moment overall. Moving back into this chart, same chart, it's just a bit clearer to show you guys trading view. Yeah, this pretty horrible price action. Overall, we just sort of placed lower in a bit of a discount. My takeaways of the night was just don't be afraid of missing out. Take in actual price action. Only if you're not sure about a trade. I wasn't real at the time. I was not 100% sure about it. If you're not sure about it, don't take it. And another thing is, and my third thing is don't bluff off low time frame price action. I sort of always just bluffed off it a bit and didn't worry about it. But now you gotta sort of really crack down on that a bit. But also, this wasn't a good night to trade. Like, it was just a bad price action, not clear, bad trade. Learned from my mistakes. I'm glad I take this loss. I'd rather have taken this loss than take a win. If I took a win, I would have been fucking ego up to the fucking roof. Thought I was the best fucking trader. This has taught me a lot of stuff. I'm very grateful for that. Follow along for my journey. Check out my TikTok. And yeah, shout out for Jacko Trades. Very inspirational. And yeah, keep it up. And thanks for watching if you got this far.